For many years, Jordan River has been a symbol of diversity of people, culture, and habitat. The Jordan Basin is a lush wetland ecosystem that is the biological heart of the Middle East region. At the meeting point of the Asian, African, and European continents, the basin is at the cross borders of biodiversity. In addition to the unique flora and fauna, the basin is one of the world's most important migratory pathways for birds. Over 500 million birds migrate from Europe to Africa twice a year, depending on the Jordan River Basin as a stopping ground on their long journey. The Jordan Basin is also at the cross borders of cultural heritage, with the Jordan River holy to half of humanity, Jews, Christians, Muslims, all alike. The great explorers of the 19th century were attracted to the Jordan River. U.S. Navy officer William Lynch described the river as the crookedest river that was, losing one of his boats on the journey to the power of the river. To harness the strength of the river at its confluence with the Yarmouk River, to build a hydroelectric power station that, until it was destroyed in 1948 war, Arab-Israeli war, this station produced 25% of the electricity of man-made Palestine. Sadly, today, the lower Jordan River is almost dry. There is not enough water left in the river to turn a mouse wheel, let alone an electric turbines. A research team led by EcoPeace, Friends of the Earth Middle East, just last month recorded the depth of the Jordan River at Allenby Bridge at just 28 centimeters deep. Of the 1.3 billion cubic meters of water that historically would annually flow down the river to replenish the Dead Sea, as little as 100 million cubic meters is all that is left today. The river has seen over 95% of its water resources diverted by Israel, Syria, and partially Jordan. Since the 1950s, the waters of the Jordan River have been diverted largely to support large-scale irrigation, agriculture, and a fast-growing population demanding for drinking water. Competition for scarce water resources in the midst of conflict allowed no room to think about the needs of the river. Occupation, economic needs, conflicting interests, and cultural beliefs of the conquering nature by making the desert bloom was the prevalent ideology. In place of the fresh water, Israel and Jordan diverted sewage. Israel diverted saline springs and agricultural runoffs. This what makes most of what is left to flow in the legend Jordan River. Since 1948, the river valley is a military border. It's a military border zone off limits to the public. Too few people even knew that a problem existed, and the river is facing fatal challenges. Against all the odds, over the last decade, awareness of the deterioration of the river has slowly grown, with calls for the restoration in recent years loudly being made. Since 2001, at EcoPeace, Friends of the Earth Middle East, we have been working at the community level with youth, adult residents, and mayors of 15 of the most important Jordanian, Palestinian, and Israeli communities along the basin. The project called the Good Water Neighbors. It has helped create cooperative efforts generated from within the local communities in support of rehabilitating the river. In each community, an EcoPeace Friends of the Earth Middle East staff person, being a distinguished local resident, has worked in close partnership with youth and adults to create awareness of their own and their neighboring countries' water reality, and start create the sense of all being residents of the same valley. In each community, water-saving devices are installed and schools transformed into water-saving model buildings. Awareness has led to petitions with thousands of signatures collected, and to journalists locally and internationally writing about the demise of the river. Having gained the trust of the residents, we focused on policy-level changes by involving municipal leaders. Mayors saw that local residents were active, and with the new media interest, they were willing to be vocal and even jump into the river together